Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to Harmony Hills Home and Garden. I'm excited today to do a review of the 2022 year on YouTube. I hope you'll come with me as we review the year gone by and then look ahead to what might be coming in 2023. Let's take a look. Before we go any further, I want to say a big thank you to all of you who have watched my videos over the last 2 years since I started the channel, and specifically those of you who have subscribed. I really am flabbergasted at the number of people who have come on here and who watch my videos and support my channel by commenting and interacting with me in the comment section. What I love the best about this YouTube channel is that we've grown to know each other a little bit. I now see the commenters in the comment section, and I've come to know each of you and what kind of comments I might be expecting from you based on the personality that shines through in your comments. So again, thank you so much for joining me here on this YouTube channel. I am not a professional. I'm just me doing this as a hobby. This is something I do for fun. It's not even a business for me. So I'm just grateful that you find my channel interesting and that you come back and you watch my videos. So thank you so much. So what I thought we might do is just take some time and go through the list of videos that I made this year and talk a little bit about the projects that we did in the garden and maybe some highlights. And then also I wanted to just touch on a little bit about the YouTube business side of things, because that's kind of interesting to some of you. Not all of you, I understand. All right, so I have my notes here on my laptop, so I'm going to refer to them because, you know, I can't remember anything 1 minute to the next. So, I started this YouTube channel in January of 2021. It was a pandemic era situation. I needed a creative outlet, and I had learned to do some video editing on music, actually, from my virtual choir work that I had done in the early days of the pandemic. And so I really enjoyed the video editing, and I thought, well, I could make YouTube videos about, what could I make them about? What do I know about? Well, how about gardening? So that's how this channel came about, just about 2 years ago. And in the first year, I had a wonderful time. Some of you who comment on my videos have been here since the very early days, and I so appreciate that. In 2022, we did a lot of more gardening. We continued some of the projects that we had started in 2021, and we did some new projects this year as well. I just went through my video list and I pulled out kind of some highlights of what we did. So back in January of 2022, I got a new logo. I decided, you know what, this channel has been around for a year. We're growing, we're having fun. I'm going to keep doing this. So I actually paid somebody to make me a logo. And so that made me feel somewhat, you know, official. So I was excited about that. And I held a YouTube live on the anniversary of the channel, kind of a first birthday party gathering of people. And that was very fun. And actually, okay, so in that YouTube live, I did kind of say that I was going to do a monthly YouTube live. That never happened. I've only done the one. You know what? This channel is my hobby, and I don't want to do anything that turns it into feeling like it's a job or an obligation. So that's why I didn't do any more lives, because my schedule in my personal life kept me busy enough as the pandemic waned and as we all got back to a little bit more normal life. My calendar filled up. I didn't have as much time to dedicate to the channel, and so sorry about that. Maybe we'll do some more YouTube lives in the future though. In January, I set up my seed starting studio, and that was a lot of fun for me. And many of you commented and told me that you thought that it was information that was useful to you. And actually, I got a shout out on Garden Answers channel. They did a video in late January about different ways to set up seed starting setups, and they featured my video in their review. And so that brought a lot of new people onto my channel. So hello, if that's how you join me, I welcome you here. So I did a lot of seed starting and a lot of status videos about seed starting. I did a lot of cut flower seeds this year for the first time. I've never grown some of these plants like snapdragons and stock, and those were the two main things that I was really eager to grow this year, and they were very successful. So I will be repeating that this year. One of the first big projects that I continued in 2022 was to create a new shrub border along the north side of our front garden, of our front lawn. I had started to create that shrub border in the fall of 2021, and to do that I laid out a bunch of like greens and brown material to kind of do a lasagna method garden to create that new bed. And it somewhat worked over the winter, and so in the spring I started to plant things in there. I had a couple of videos where I showed you my design process and thoughts for how I was going to choose plants to put in there. I stuck to my shrub design planting plan, and I planted all those shrubs in there this year. And then I added in some perennials and annuals and things in there also, just to kind of fill in the gaps between the new shrubs. Now, over the course of the summer and fall, some of the shrubs survived and some of them didn't. I had significant deer damage on some of them, and others of them, I think the problem was that they didn't receive enough moisture. So I'm going to have to do some reworking of that shrub border in 2023. Now, in this year, I also continued working on the front foundation on the front of the house, so the north and the south side as you look at the house. And I rearranged things, I took more things out, I put more things in. I'm slowly evolving into a plan out there where I have larger drifts of plants rather than so many small plants. I know that that's a more pleasing aesthetic in the garden, but I'm a plant collector, so I can't help it but buy plants that I find interesting and put them in somewhere. So I do tend to have a little bit of a mishmash, chaotic garden plan. Most of the time, if left to my devices, that's what I would do. So slowly but surely, I'm trying to bring those front foundation beds into more of a cohesive planting plan. So that is going to be a continuing process this year and beyond, I'm sure. Over the course of 2022, I did a lot of garden center shopping. I took you along to places like Homestead Gardens, Valley View Gardens. I took you to Bachman's in Minnesota, Frank's Nursery and Greenhouses, or Frank's Greenhouse and I forget how they call it, Frank's Produce and Greenhouses, something like that, Frank's. Just at various different places, and we did a lot of plant haul videos, and we did a lot of plant installation videos this year. So again, another year of lots of planting. This year I went big on installing drip irrigation in the front yard and a little bit on the side of the backyard as well. I didn't finish what I planned to do, but I did make some progress on the drip irrigation. Now, I know that Laura at Garden Answer talks about how they lift up their drip irrigation and they rerun it every season. I can't imagine doing that. That is too costly for me. I don't garden on that scale. And so I am planning to reuse the drip that I have installed. I tried to do it in a way that made it modular so that I could change it up as I need to for new plantings or for things that have to come out. So hopefully that'll work. And I would like to continue finalizing my plan. It looks a little bit temporary right now because you can see a lot of the piping and I haven't permanently mounted the timers and so forth. So I have a little bit more work to do to kind of solidify my drip irrigation, but I did learn a lot about how to use it. I went through a couple of different timers and I installed a lot of drip irrigation this year. So that's something I'm going to continue to work on in 2023. Did you watch the video where I painted and filled and hung up my window boxes on the front of the house? That was a fun project, and I'm happy that I did that. Now, in the future, I do have plans in my mind. I don't have specific plans yet to actually replace those window boxes, which I found in my garage and just put up because that's what were there. Replace them with something a little bit more decorative, a little bit more in keeping with the style of our house as a colonial revival style house. I want to put out some white, probably wood, probably maybe vinyl, but wide and deep and strong and more design aesthetic pleasing window boxes. I'd like to do that project this year, but we'll see if that happens. I don't know. That's going to be a finance issue. So it may or may not happen, but as it is, the window boxes that I have, I had fun with them for the summer. And then also I put some holiday decorations into them this year. And so that was a lot of fun. So, yeah, I think window boxes is going to be something that I might have as a little niche project in 2023. I'm not sure if they'll be replaced or if they'll just be used as is, make do with what you have. We'll see how that goes. The biggest project that we did in 2022 was in the backyard. We had terraces built with stacked stone walls, 3 terraces down the hill of the backyard. And then in the very bottom of the backyard, we had a sitting area patio built that is stone floor and stone wall that tucks it into the hill a little bit. And we did a lot of planting around there, cleaning out and rearranging, and there's a lot more planting to do in 2023. My design idea is that the top terrace will be for vegetables, the middle terrace will be for cut flowers, and the bottom terrace will be for sun perennials that I want that I can't have in other places of the garden because I don't have enough sun. I hope that when I see the pattern of the sun on the backyard this year, that my plans will work. But as you may know, if you've been following the channel, we have a lot of trees in our property, and I'm not going to cut the trees down because they actually provide a lot of cooling shade in the summer. They are an integral part of our historic neighborhood here, and so I might take a tree out here or there due to disease, or maybe that it's too crowded somewhere, good tree care. But I don't plan to take down trees so that I can have more sun. That's not in the plan for this property. So that's why I made that terraced plan down the backyard. I do have thoughts for more hardscaping that I'd like to do in the backyard, but again, finances, time, budget, energy, those are all precious commodities. And so that may or may not happen in 2023. I think I'm going to concentrate for now on beautifying and planting up and being smart or experimenting with those terraces and see what I can grow that I haven't been able to do so far. So that'll be a fun year-long, garden season-long experiment in the garden this year. Toward the end of the growing season this year, I put in a lot of bulbs, and I did some cleanup videos, and I did some fall planting videos. And so you just normal, life in the garden, nothing major, just some, rearrangements or some ideas for trying new things. So that was fun though. For example, one of the things that I tried were some cool season vegetables in the new terrace. I put in some broccoli and some cabbages. I had bought plant starts at the garden center for $4 So I paid $2 to put in 8 plants of broccoli and cabbage, 4 of each, and I was trying it out to see how I could do with a winter growing of those plants. All right, so the spoiler alert, they died in the cold snap because I forgot to put out the cover that I had bought for them. So rookie mistake. Oh well, now I know I've got to remember to cover them in the cold season. It didn't occur to me to deal with that because it was right before Christmas and I had other things on my mind. So, oh well, the broccoli and the cabbage, they are gone, they're toast, but I learned something from that, so that was good. And then it turned into the holiday season and I just totally turned off my gardening brain, which is partly why my cabbages and broccoli didn't get covered because my gardening brain was disengaged. I was working on building, making, creating, crafting decorations for my holiday home. In particular, I put together a Candyland theme in the sunroom downstairs. So I made a lot of ornaments to decorate that Candyland tree and that room. And so, between that and decorating the rest of the house and then shopping for gifts and preparing and making candies and sweet treats and, just all the things. Oh, and the singing, I am a member of Sweet Adeline's International, and that means that we sing. Holiday singers, that's a time commitment. So that's why the channel was somewhat quiet during the, October, November, December timeframe, because I am deep into other things for the holiday season. But here we are, it's December 31st, and we're back on track for a great new year. So, by the way, I did share a lot of holiday decorating videos, and I shared some promises of things to come, but then time got away from me, and I didn't have time to edit all of the footage that I actually did film. I do have footage of my Christmas decorations this year. If you want to see those, I can put those together and edit them and put them up onto the channel, but it's kind of a strange time of year to be putting up how to decorate a Christmas tree videos, or what I did with my, various decorations around the house. So if you want to see those, put something in the comments, let me know that I should go ahead and edit that footage and get it up on the channel, and I'll do that. Otherwise, you know what? It's okay. I don't need to share that stuff. So as far as the YouTube business is concerned, I've mentioned it before, this is a hobby for me. This is not a business. I am not doing YouTube so that I can make money. I'm doing YouTube so that I can share, I can create. It gives me an opportunity to try things and to engage with people that I meet through this medium. That's why I do it. So it's a hobby, and I don't want it to feel like a business. Having said that, I did monetize my channel because YouTube will put ads in front of your videos, and they'll take the money, or I can sign up for AdSense and give me some of that money. So the ads are going to be there. They're going to be annoying the viewers, whether I make money off of it or not. Having said that, I decided, you know what, I'll go ahead and monetize, and I will take my fair share of that ad revenue and then invest it back into the garden. So that's what I do. I have made some money on YouTube this year, and it's actually a fairly sizable chunk of change, given that I'm not treating this like a business. I'm not trying to make money. So I do invest that all back into the garden or into equipment for the channel. I'm not paying my grocery bill with my YouTube money, that's for sure. Having said that, here are some stats. I published 198 videos in 2022, including this one. This is my 198th video. Now, maybe I should just throw together 2 new videos real quick this afternoon, get them posted up so that I can hit that 200 mark. Doesn't matter. I did 1 live video in January, and I had thought I'd do more, but I ended up not. I had 2.1 million views on this channel. What? That's insane. Why should anybody be watching me? It's just me. Anyway, 2.1 million views. That's you guys looking at my channel. Thank you for showing up 2 million times. Crazy. You spent 241,000 hours watching my videos. I mean, 241,000 hours. That's a lot. That's crazy. Thank you for watching. In 2022, I went from about 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers to now I have 18,268 subscribers. So that's a lot of people who have me in their YouTube feed, and I'm grateful. Hello. Hi, subscribers. Thank you for being here. 14.6 thousand of those subscribers joined me this year. So hello and welcome. Now, there are 3 major ways that subscribers decided to join my channel here. The first one in the calendar year that happened is that Garden Answer gave me a mention in their seed starting video. And that brought in about 300 people. So welcome to those of you who came from Garden Answer mentioning me. The next thing that happened was that a video that I had made the previous year got picked up by the YouTube algorithm, and it got put in front of a whole bunch of new people back in May, June timeframe. May, June, and July, in those 3 months, that do-it-yourself bubbler fountain video brought in 7,300 subscribers. 7,000 of you came and subscribed to my channel because you saw that bubbler video and you commented and liked it, and you wanted to join the channel. So welcome. Thank you so much. And that makes me scratch my head about how YouTube works. I don't understand it, because I made that video in August of 2021. It got reasonable amounts of views at that time, but some reason in May of 2022, I don't know why, but YouTube started serving it up to more and more and more people. More and more people watched it and then subscribed. So welcome and thank you. I'm glad you're here, and thanks for joining the channel. And then the other randomly crazy thing that happened was in December, when I was in my drought of not having time to edit YouTube videos, I put together a simple little short video about how I was making some swirled chocolate bark candy in the kitchen that day. And so I just threw together a little short and stuck it out there. It got almost 1 million views. It's like 800,000 views on that one short in that one day. And it got 1,855 more subscribers. It's like, wow, what about that caught people's attention and caught the algorithm and got served up, and people watched that little short thing. That was crazy to me. I'm just sitting here watching it all day long after it posted. I was like, what? There's 100,000 views. What? There's 200,000 views. I guess people were craving chocolate. So those 3 events are what brought in large chunks of subscribers. But then there are also the subscribers who joined just because they saw a video that showed up in their feed and they liked it. They liked what they saw. And that is the majority of you. That's how you joined my channel. Somehow YouTube sent you a video into your home feed and you watched it and you thought, you know what, that might be interesting to follow along. So all of you, no matter how you found me, thank you for joining and subscribing to the channel. So what's coming up for 2023? I don't really have any grand plans. There's probably not going to be any major projects like the backyard hardscape that we did last fall. I think I'm going to be focusing a lot on smart gardening, like design, like getting to be a better designer. I will always be a person who goes to the garden center to explore, to see what's in bloom, to see what looks good, to see what I've never heard of, to learn about plants and wander through hours at a time, literally, at the garden center, reading plant tags and learning about plants. I will always do that. And on those trips, I will always be the person who brings home plants and I don't have a plan for where I'm going to put them. So I'm not... So I know that I'm not going to be able to change that habit 100%, but I do think that in 2023, I'd like to do a little bit more studying of what makes a garden pleasing to the eye by looking at videos or pictures or visiting gardens and just kind of like looking at things and think, okay, why is this so good? What is so magic about this particular view? And then try to implement some of those ideas into my own garden. So that's a major theme for how I want to approach gardening in 2023. Oh my gosh. The other thing that's going to happen in 2023 is I am going to be in the Maryland, Baltimore City Master Garden Program. Yes, I'm going to be taking classes for how to become a Master Gardener in Maryland. So what that entails is 16 weeks of weekly classes, plus I believe 8 extra classes every other week that are in person. So the 16 are going to be online over Zoom, and then the 8 classes on the weekends are going to be in person. And then I have to do volunteer work, I have to take an exam, and I have to, of course, attend the sessions and learn. At the end of the 16 weeks, which I believe concludes in early May, then I'll take the exam and hopefully I'll pass the exam. And then I have some service hours that I have to do, 40 hours of service to the program over the course of this gardening season. And then at the end of that, I will be a Master Gardener in Maryland. So I'm really excited about that. I'm eager to learn more, to help people learn and grow in their gardens. I need to learn more about what I can do to help Maryland gardens. I'm eager to learn about ecological issues, soil health issues, pest management, techniques for home gardening, getting more urban gardeners going on. So I'm excited about it. Maryland and many other states, I think every state in the country has a Master Gardener program that you can look into and possibly join. In some states, they do it county by county. In other states, they have a few counties or regions come together to run their program. Here in Maryland, it's every county has their own, and Baltimore City is a governmental entity on its own, and so it's not within a county. And so I live in Baltimore City. I'm in the Baltimore City Master Garden Program. So I'm going to be learning about some specific things to urban gardening that I'm eager to learn about too. So I thought that on this channel, what I'll do is I'll find some way to convey to you the things that I learn in my Master Gardening classes. I don't know what form that's going to take. It might be a book report. How boring would that be? Oh my gosh. It might be some video snippets of some of the in-person things that I get to do. I don't know. How would you like to hear from me about the Master Garden stuff? Are you interested in that? Is that something you'd like to hear about on this channel? If so, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to satisfy what you're looking for. Another thing that I'm going to do in 2023 is I'm just going to continue to be myself. I'm not going to put pressure on myself to make content according to any schedule. I know I would be a more successful YouTuber if I would commit to and follow a posting schedule. I know. I just can't do that. And because I don't want this to be a job. I don't want this to feel like an obligation, and I don't want to feel guilty if I miss a posting schedule. So unfortunately, what that means for you is it's going to be random. I'm going to continue to have stretches of 5, 6, 7 videos every day, followed by a drought of 5 or 6, 7 days, 2 weeks with no videos. I'm sorry. That's how it has to be if I want to keep this happy and fulfilling for me. I don't want a job. I don't want to feel obligated. So I hope you understand that. There must be something in your life that you do only when you want to. So that's what this is for me. Luckily, you guys are kind and supportive. And when I do have a drought and then I come back, so many of you say things like, it's nice that you're back. I've missed you, or I was worried about you. So thank you. If that's you, if that is something that enters your mind, I appreciate your kind thoughts. So that is my wrap up for the 2022 gardening season and my look ahead into 2023. Thank you so much for joining me on this video, and thank you for joining me on this channel. It's an adventure in creativity, an adventure in community building, and an adventure in gardening. And I am so happy that you have decided to come along with me. So thanks so much, friends. Have a safe, healthy, and happy new year, and I will see you next year. Ha!